Here, this is the first one available. It's little plain, but it has everything you need. And it's not too expensive. Oh, but there's no desk here. I need a desk to write. But there is a desk in the living room. You can work there. Of course, it can be a little noisy sometime. Come on, let me show you the second room. This one has desk. Well, what do you think? I saved it specially for you when Lawrence mentioned he had a companion. So cozy. And there's a desk. This room is a little more expensive. The choice is yours. I have enough money for the better room. Then settle in. After leaving my belongings in my room, I went back down to the living room to talk to Lawrence and meet the gentleman I had seen with him earlier. Oh, here comes Miss Avery. Good evening, Mr. Haynes. Theodora Avery. Miss Avery, this is Thomas Haynes. We nodded to each other. He has recently come from England with a friend. My friend, Dr. Roberts. I see you're already acquainted. I was at the tavern tonight. He played there. We did get acquainted. Mr. Haynes took a sip from his cup of tea. I looked at the empty seats. I can sit next to Lawrence, his new acquaintance, or an armchair apart from both of them. I don't know if it would be considered inappropriate if I sat next to a person to whom I am a complete stranger. Sit down alone. I sank into the armchair. I can ask him some question. How did you end up in Heimort? We were traveling around Europe. We decided to ride around the area of Brussels, visit some smaller towns. It was a little before from German says to lakes. We arrived in Heimort, and as it turns out, their doctor had run away. John felt sorry for the townsfolk and decided to stay. And I do not abandon my friend. So I decided not to leave Heather. What about Old England? Patriotism, helping your motherland, and all that. The Germans still have to get to England, and here the action is already in full swing. John actually considered himself a man of peace. Tell us about yourself. I came from a family of bankers. My father is in charge of making money, and I am in charge of wasting it in Europe, living the dream. He raised the cup to his lips again and took a sip. The problem is the farther it goes, the worse the privation get. Next thing, we'll run out of tea. I don't know how I'm going to survive it. A true Englishman. Tell us about Dr. Roberts. We were childhood friends. He's a very talented doctor and an excellent pianist. Thomas chuckled. In a word, he's well skilled with his hands. John is not very sociable, so don't be offended if he doesn't like you right away. If he likes me at all. Sometimes something tells me this might not happen. My new acquaintance stared at me, smiling mysteriously. And you, Miss Avery? Yes? Tell us a little about you, too. I dream of becoming a famous journalist, telling people stories, uncovering secrets, working undercover. A very romantic look at our profession. I shrugged. So be it. I believe that I don't have to be tough and cynical to succeed. And I'm not going to change who I am, Mr. Barkley. Thomas likes your approach. The concern of Thomas' lips twitched up. Lawrence just chuckled faintly. After talking a little more, we soon despaired to our rooms. I get into bed and fell asleep almost immediately. The next day began with barely audible bird song outside my window. Today I need to go to see Yoko. It's time to get dressed. How should I style my hair? Ready? When I went down to the dining room, I found Lawrence already at that table. Good morning. Good morning. I sat down and, taking a piece of toast, began to spread some butter on it. Have you had breakfast already? Yes, we got lucky with our hostess. She's a great cook. She has former friends who supply goods, so we'll be fine with food for a while. But who knows how long it's going to last. We should try and be positive. We should be realistic. This is war after all. We knew what to expect. I suggest we change the subject. What are you going to do today? I'm going to see Yoko. Do you like to keep me company? The man smiled sincerely. Thank you for the invitation, Miss Avery. He leaned forward and took my hand. Unfortunately, I have to decline because I already have plans for this morning. As he spoke, he looked at my finger in his hand. Your skin is warm. Then Madame Waters come into the dining room. We hurriedly unlink our hand and pretend to sit, trying to keep the blush away from our cheeks. Good morning, Miss Avery. Did you sleep well? Great, thank you. Oh, I'm glad. I come to get a tea towel. I won't bother you. The hostess took a tea towel off the hook and left. Lawrence cleared his throat. After lunch, I'd like to drive around the neighborhood. I'd like you to join me. It would be interesting, thank you. Who knows if we will get the chance when the German gets to Heimward. Well, it isn't really for certain yet that they will come. Anything can happen. I'll be writing for you in the living room after lunch. I'll see you there. Smiling, Lawrence got up from the table and left the dining room. Soon after I finished my breakfast, I left Madame Waters' house. It wasn't hard to find Yoko's house. I remembered the approximate location, and Heimward was too small that I would have had to try very hard to get lost. I knocked on the door. Hiyo, come in. Then I entered the living room. I detached a delicate scent of fresh wildflower. I came closer to vase and touched the velvet petals of one of the daisies. Bruno brings them to me. He loves flowers. How is he? Is he all right? Oh yeah, don't worry. He and Dad are in our workshop now. You have a workshop? Yes, Dad is a homemaker. Shoemaker. He teaches Bruno his craft. He's only 5. Not only already. Oh, how quickly time flies. Bruno likes to take on small jobs. He follows his grandfather to the workshop himself. Yoko mentioned me to sit on the sofa and then sat down next to me. Are you all right staying with Madame Waters? Yes. I hope you and Mr. Barkley enjoy Heimward. Our town is small but friendly in most cases. Wait, what do you mean? She swallowed. Anyway, I think you should know something about me and Bruno's father. It's a long story, so I'll understand if you don't have time to listen. Tell me details. Okay. There was only one doctor and 2 nurses working at Heimward Hospital. 6 years ago, when one of them, Madame Martens, began to prepare for retainers, she started to look for a replacement. She found me. I really wanted to learn nursing, and she became my mentor. Every day I went to the hospital and learned from her experience how to take care of patients, clean wounds, fill out documents. But doctor at the time, Monsieur Christian Cossens, was very supportive. I was pleased. I didn't have to work with him. Very often during my training, I was under Madame Martin's supervision and mostly supported to her about my duties.